1, 2, 3, 4. All right, welcome back to Country and Cold Cans, presented by the Cold Cans Network. I'm Logan, sitting here with Trucker Andy, PK Kyle, and Classic Rock Carter. All right, fellas, I'm going to jump right into it. I went to go see Parker McCollum this past Saturday, and before I get into my experience at the show, Andy, you'll get this probably more than Kyle will. Carter, you might remember some of this, but I'm back. I'm back. And what I mean by that, Andy, you remember back in the day when I used to help sneak people into bars underage and sneak people into concerts in areas we weren't supposed to be? You were quite adept at this yourself. Yeah.
Oh, so, yeah. It's easier than most people think.
It's a lot easier. If you walk in somewhere with confidence and you act like you're supposed to be there, people don't question you. So
yeah, exactly.
Well, this past Saturday, we went to the Parker McCollum show at Red Hat Amphitheater, which is the amphitheater downtown, about 6,000 people total capacity at that place. The same place that a young Andy took his shirt off in the rain while he was at a Papa Roach concert. I
don't see why that just sounds like something you would do normally.
I just imagine you sitting there with a wife beater on and smoking a cigarette, and then it starts raining. So then you just take your throw the cigarette down on the ground, and then just take your wife beater off and set it on your shoulder with a flat bill hat with a tattoo that says "No Regrets," just because it was a Papa Roach show. It's the only reason that's
my shirt
stuck
weighed
out in my head.
10 pounds. It was raining so hard.
He was down to his last resort.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but Red Hat's a good venue. Andy's been there. I don't know if the other guys have, but so we went there Saturday, and this was a rescheduled show from January because Parker was supposed to play at the Ritz, which is a smaller indoor venue, holds about, I think, 2,000 people there. So a much bigger venue. It snowed the day back in January when we were supposed to go see him then. So it got rescheduled for June 4th, which was last Saturday. And because we had bought tickets, the group that I was with back in January for the show at the smaller venue, everybody, and we didn't know this. So everybody that had tickets to that show, we walked in, showed them our tickets, and they told us, oh, yeah, you guys are up front in the pit by the stage. And we were like, no. We're like, we're probably in the back somewhere. We were like, we don't have tickets up there.
People.
Yeah, we're like, I think you're mistaken. They were like, looked at it again. They're like, no, you're all up there at the front in the pit. And we were like, well, oh yeah, brother, let's go. Like, didn't expect that. So we get up there, and then we realized that everyone had pit tickets except for my younger brother. My younger brother had bought a ticket the night before. He didn't have pit tickets, and he was just standing back. And my younger brother was a little bit more shy than I am. He was standing back, and he's pointing off to the right, and he goes, my seat's over here. And I told him, I said, you didn't drive all the way here to go sit by yourself amongst a bunch of strangers. I said, just come on. He goes, no. My seat's over here. I said, no, just come here. So I show him my 2 tickets, which was really for me and another buddy of ours, but our other buddy just kind of slid off to the side. And this was not planned. Will was just a trooper. Will just stood off to the side for whatever reason. And everybody was talking amongst themselves to the 2 guys that were checking tickets before they give you the pit wristband. And I noticed that there was a little bit of confusion. So I was like, perfect. I was like, this is where it's my time to shine. Let me see if I can do like I used to do. Let me see if I truly am back. Well, I told the guy, I said, yeah, he checked both our tickets. And I kind of just moved my hand like this towards my younger brother. And the guy next to him says, yeah, I just checked these guys' tickets. And so I was like, Landon, stick out your wrist. So he just stuck out his wrist and looked at me, and they gave him a pit ticket. And we were like, hot damn, he's in the pit. So I was just like, we pulled a classic. Carter, you may have been with us in some of those escapades, but I know that you've heard us talk about them 1,001,000 times back in the younger days.
I was on a few of those.
Were they scanning tickets?
So they checked it because you scan the ticket to get in the venue. But this is like after you're in, they see where your seats are, and you have to show them proof that you belong in the pit. And I didn't think I belonged in the pit, but I was in the pit.
You could have done the classic pass too if that one didn't work. And
I thought about that too. That would have been the last resort, but it all worked out. So Landon had to be in the pit with us. A lot of fun. But so real quick about a couple things about the concert. What was cool about seeing Parker McCollum this year, Andy? I think it was, what was it, April of 2019 or so, something like that. We saw him 3 years ago at City Limit Saloon, RIP, now closed down. Only a few hundred people were there because, I mean, Parker was much more of a regional act at the time. He hadn't signed his major label deal, just definitely more of the Texas scene. He sold that place out. It was packed, but it was still just a few hundred people that could fit in that place. Fast forward 3 years later, man, Redhead Amphitheater is not as big as Walnut Creek, but it's 6,000 people. You're talking about going from a few hundred to selling out 6,000 people in 3 years. That's incredible. It's impressive. Like, no doubt. But
how does the pit compare to like where we were at City Limits? Where at City Limits, what were we? I don't know, 30 feet from the stage because it's a small place, backed up to the bar. You don't even have to move; just turn around and you're there.
Nothing will ever beat that type of experience because I've said many times, it's small little rock clubs, small little honky tonk places like City Limits. Nothing will beat seeing a concert there. But if the artist is going to get popular enough, that's a short window you have. We were fortunate we saw him there. But Andy, the pit was fun, but City Limits show definitely beat it. No doubt about that.
A pit.
Yeah, you kind of have. I thought we saw Eric Church in the pit one time.
We had seats. That's not the pit though?
No, we were right outside the pit. Then. You're right. We were right outside the pit.
I don't even think I could see Eric Church by the time he got on stage.
Was that because of the tall person in front of you or because of the liquid courage you were drinking all night?
Yeah, the liquid that we found down in the basement.
Yeah, but no, like the Parker show at City Limits definitely was definitely a better experience, I would say, because I just love those small venues. But Kyle, you would have liked this. He led off the show. First song he played was Young Man's Blues, and dude, it's absolute fire, fire. When the first song he plays of the show gets into that, everybody just starts screaming, and the crowd there is definitely younger than it used to be. Andy, his crowd is like we're the older folks at his show now because we're around his age as it is, but it's a lot of college kids. It's a lot of kids right out of college. Lots of old row shirts everywhere. And it's definitely way more of a female heavy crowd than it used to be. No doubt. I think that's kind of to be expected because, as we've always said, women and Andy think that he's a very attractive man. So,
I mean, facts are facts.
Straight facts, no printer, homie.
It ain't my fault he's pretty.
Who would have been screaming louder in the front row, Andy or the young women?
I think it would have been tit for tat, but I think Andy might would have had him if he had a few of those wikis in him. Now, the one thing about this show that I think that they're really going to have to get this under control is they ran out of cold beer at almost every spot before he even went on.
Unacceptable.
Yeah,
they had to start bringing in boxes of beer.
And it's hot.
And it is hot, and then it has to sit there and cool. Thankfully, I like IPAs, so I was gonna drink some lighter beer or one of those Topo Chico seltzers. Check those out; those are good. No free shout outs, but Topo Chico is good. But they were all out, so I had to wait. So thankfully, they had Pernicious. That was cool because people weren't drinking those, and so I had that. But my thing is, I told this drunk dude in front of me, he looked like he was about 22 years old. I said, "Buddy," I said, "they're already out of beer." He goes, "I know, it's a damn shame." I was like, "If they ran out of beer this early at a Parker show, October 20th, when Co Wetzel comes to town, they need to be triple stocked."
That's what I was thinking. There is going to be riots if they run out.
Can you imagine before Co even hits the stage if they're running low on beer?
People
That's not a recipe.
Throwing chairs. Are the chairs still not bolted down there?
No.
Yeah, some problems.
Co's band will probably drink as much as half the people at that show drink.
I know, with the little Chuck buddies they had.
Yeah, they drink. They'll probably put down just like a third of what they. So, they've got to do better than that. You can't run out of beer.
Yeah. And Andy, I will say you will appreciate this. There were for this show, it said it was because only in all caps on the email I got this show, which means it was more than likely the artist's decision. No vaccine passports to get in.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Yeah,
I mean, I agree with that. We did a whole episode on that. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely a fun time. The only thing I could say as an older fan that I wish he had done a little more of, but I get why he didn't. The set was primarily all from the new record, Gold Chain Cowboy. A little bit of Hollywood Gold. He played a hell of a year. I Can't Breathe. Meet You in the Middle. And then that's what I'm getting at. My younger brother's favorite song, first song he ever heard of Parker's, was Misunderstood. And then I was told Landon said, "This is the only song I really want to hear." I was like, "Well, I mean, you got to understand the song's a little older now. It's not one of the really massive hits he's had." I said, "It may not play it." Well, Parker gets up there and he goes, "We've been looking at I've been playing the new record and I love it, but I've been looking back at some of the old albums, and I've been like, we need to add a couple of these into the set list. And there's one that just jumped out at me when I was looking at Probably Wrong. He's like, so I'm going to play you guys an old one. Here's Misunderstood. And I looked at my brother and pointed at him. So yeah, he definitely played it. It was awesome to hear that one live again. Also
my favorite song.
Yeah, hell of a song. But if you guys have a chance to see Parker, definitely check him out. A lot of fun at his show. And I would say try to see him somewhere at the size of Red Hat before he ends up playing places like PNC and Walnut Creek that have 15 to 19,000 people. Because, you know, the bigger the shows get, they're still fun, but it's more of a party rather than going for the music. And so I like these mid-size and smaller venues better. But hell of a show by Parker McCollum. Definitely would go back. So
you're telling me you had about half as much fun as you did at the AEW show?
Dude, Carter, I ain't gonna lie, man. That was a fun time at the AEW show. They had those Pink Whitney drinks from Ryan Whitney from Barstool's Spit and Chicklets podcast, and then on top of that, we had really good seats that Carter found for us, and we Sting came out, and I mean the whole nine, like Chris Jericho, and then my new favorite AEW guy, Adam Cole. That was a lot of fun. Different type of fun at a concert, I'd say, but both were fun. Yeah. Gave you my political answer. Both were fun, just very different types of fun. But anyways, so let's move into our rundown of a few new songs that have come up. We did the last 2 weeks we did the Zach Bryan review part 1, part 2 for that 34 track album. So we haven't really done single songs in it's been 2 weeks at least. So this week we have a few songs that have come out, not just in the past week, but over the last couple weeks. And we'll start off with one that, Andy, were you the one that sent this one, the Adam Hood and Miranda Lambert song? Or was that me?
Oh, I don't know. I know it was on there, so could go. I think it was you. Okay. But it was on mine as well, but I'm not. Yeah. I think it was you.
All right, so the first one is a song by Adam Hood. He has Miranda Lambert singing harmony called Harder Stuff. Play a clip, and then we'll be right back.
Lately, I just been hanging on. I love people, but I ain't that strong. I have my reasons for moving on. These days, liquor don't ride in my song.
All right, so Harder Stuff by Adam Hood featuring Miranda Lambert. I'll start with this one. I really like this song. I love how it's basically just a story about that point in your life where you realize that if you want your life to continue and to be successful, you kind of have to give up some of the folly of your younger ways. In this case being like, whether you want to go as far as saying substance abuse, but definitely like problems with alcohol. I think my favorite line in the entire song was, these days the liquor don't write my songs. Yeah, I mean, there's just that. How many artists have we seen that have gotten sober and they've said that they're a lot, more clear minded, and it's helped them out with their songwriting and helped them kind of have a better path as an artist. So I really dig this one. What do you think, Kyle?
My favorite verse is the verse right after yours. I don't think it's right for a family man to build a house on shifting sands. I think I really, like you said, it's really, there's a lot of artists that have gotten sober or battled some kind of demons. But I think a common denominator on a lot of those things is primarily children or a wife. And I think this song is alluding to that, where he realizes there's other people that are dependent upon him to get himself straight. It's not just him anymore. And I didn't even know Miranda Lambert was in this song. I can't really hear.
Yeah, I mean, she's singing harmony. It's not a duet, but
yeah, I didn't know it till it just happened to look, but because he's so much louder than her in the song.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
He is. I think that obviously Miranda's a much bigger star, so it helps that they're friends. So it helps that when she does, backing vocals like that, to put her on the track listing, because it catches people's eye more so in the Spotify playlists.
Yeah, I've been trying all day to decide like how to categorize the song, because it's kind of country, but it's also kind of something else that I just can't quite figure out what it is.
I'm kind of with you on that. I've been thinking about that too. Like it's obviously country, but it's not like it's like old school traditional country.
No, I
100% of the way.
I just can't quite put my finger on what it is.
Maybe adult contemporary.
Maybe I even hear an element of like a little bit of like blues in it.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. I dig this one a lot.
Yeah, it does. It sounds actually kind of like an artist that I can't put my it's on the tip of my tongue or brain or whatever. But yeah, I agree with everything y'all said. The only critique that I have, I guess, in a writing sense, I would just be curious to know more specifically what he means by harder stuff. I think the song could have had a few more words in there and added that in there. That's my only critique of it.
Yeah, I think by harder stuff, this was my interpretation of it. I think it was not saying harder stuff as in drugs. It was harder stuff in avoiding vices and being a responsible family man, to Kyle's point that he pointed out in the lyrics. Carter, what do you think?
Well, I will say that I was doing my homework while I was cooking dinner, grilling outside about an hour ago. So I've only had one listen to each of these.
That Burger King experience came in handy tonight on the grill.
Yeah, I wish. So about as soon as I heard it start up, and I looked at the title and I went, hell, this is going to be another I'm drinking because my girl left me song. And I was pleasantly surprised that it wasn't. It's almost the exact opposite. It literally, I very much appreciate the message of I can handle my issues that go on in life without alcohol, without resorting to drugs. I took harder stuff to mean the harder problems in life.
Right.
When you have those arguments with your significant other, when you go through deaths or hardships, a lot of people turn to the bottle. And this was a song that's like, you don't need to do that. You're not really an adult. You're not really a man if every time something goes wrong in your life, you get drunk. I mean, I appreciate the hell out of that. And I mean, they sounded fantastic. I love the sound of the song. It gets a nice thumbs up from me.
Hey, look at that. We have a positive review on a country song from Classic Rock Carter.
This was actually a mostly positive set of songs here. So
yeah. So that's Adam Hood featuring Miranda Lambert, Harder Stuff. All right, next up we have someone who I think is a bright spot within the mainstream of country music. I think this is just my initial gut reaction with this song. I think that this one's going to be split amongst the show. I don't know who's going to be for it, who's going to be against it outside of myself. But this is one by Lainey Wilson called Heart Like a Truck. And play a clip. All right, Andy. Lainey Wilson, Heart Like a Truck, because I know how much you love truck songs.
First thing I have to say about this song, you cannot trust Spotify lyrics. I have confirmed that with this song.
I confirmed it too. I know exactly what you're talking about.
She says LET foot when that is clearly not what that says.
Nope.
So can't trust Spotify lyrics. They don't know jack shit. But I really like the song. I hate the title line. I like everything else. I like the analogies to it, but just don't like when she says truck. I don't know, at least bad taste in my mouth. Like everything else about it, though.
I knew that Andy has gone hard against truck songs. So, Kyle, what do you think?
Just anything but truck.
Yeah.
Heart like a Tesla.
I,
Got to recharge it every once in a while.
that could almost work. You've just remixed the song, Logan. I like Lainey Wilson. I just don't like the. I guess is it falsetto or where she like says, "Got a heart like a truck." I'm just like, it's cringe almost. It just doesn't do it for me. The rest of the song is pretty good. It's just if you could just cut the chorus, I think
the title line.
Yeah, it's just
the chorus.
I got
or
a heart
like
line. Well, I think I'm okay. I guess it's the chorus. You know, she's like, "I got a heart like a truck," and the way she just says it, it's just kind of cringe, and it just ruins whatever vibe I get from this song. And the other part I really don't like is where like the beat kind of speeds up a little bit, like 2/3 the way of the song. It almost does well. It just doesn't do enough. I just can't do the. I got a heart like a truck. The way she said, I just can't do it. I mean, that's all. It just doesn't do it for me.
All right, classic.
Annoys me.
Classic rock harder. I think I know how you're going to rule on this, and you guys are all so far spot on with what I thought you were going to say. Let's see what Carter has to think.
So maybe to the surprise of a lot of people, I like this song a lot.
That does surprise me.
Yeah.
So I've always been a big advocate of how all country songs use the same friggin' analogies, the same topics. Every song wants to talk about dirt roads. Every song wants to talk about their trucks. Every song wants to talk about drinking. Yippee-ki-yay. I've heard it a million friggin' times. Now, that's mostly because they do a lot of the same stuff over and over and over again. You can pretty much, you hear that the song's about a dirt road, you can probably already know what they're going to talk about before they even get to the lyrics. Heart Like a Truck, despite being a song that uses a lot of truck terminology, I dig how she expands upon the analogy used right there in the lyrics. I dig how she pretty much associates many different aspects of her heart having the makeup and needing to be treated exactly like you treat your vehicle. And I was kind of surprised that the two of you didn't really like her voice. I thought she killed it. I thought
I
she had a very great voice.
I think I said that I like her voice. I just don't like the.
It isn't like the phrasing on that one word.
Yeah, I just don't like the chorus. It's just kind of cringe in my personal opinion.
She holds that note at the end and it just kills it with that. Yeah, this honestly gets 2 thumbs up from me. I like it better than the last song.
That surprises me. And you know what? I agree with you because this was one that what's funny is I sent you guys this without even listening to it, if I'm being honest. I think it was first one I sent y'all, or first one I put on the playlist. Didn't listen to it. I said, this will be interesting to me just because it's either going to go one or two ways. I saw the title, but then I saw the artist. I trust Lainey Wilson because I'm a big fan of her music. But at the same time, the name of the song is Heart Like a Truck. And my initial bias coming into it was we got another truck song. I don't hate truck songs as much as Andy does and as much as Carter does. But, you know, we've heard a million and one of those over the last however umpteen years. But then I listened to it and I liked everything about it because it was one of those songs that, yes, is using a truck as an analogy, but it's using it in a different way that I haven't heard many times. It isn't just saying the truck is who I am. It's like saying, to Carter's point, that how her heart, it is like an old reliable truck. It can be a little beat up and, you know, it kind of hammers the point home and takes an old idea and kind of gives it a new spin to it. And then I also think Carter towards the end of that song, like you were talking about, when she hits that note, she has a little bit of rasp in her voice. Oh, dude, that was killer. I was like, hell yeah, I love that. So yeah, it gives me, I got 2 thumbs up on it too. But that y'all were all a little surprising on that. You guys kind of were about where I thought you were. Carter, you shocked me because I thought you were going to hate it.
I like the analogies. I just wish anything but truck. I would have been more okay with old Silverado. I just not the word truck. I don't know. I just don't like that line. I even like the analogies.
I'm with Andy. It's just cringe when she says truck. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Just immediately got annoyed and disinterested in the rest
Got
of
a
it.
heart like a Ford.
I mean,
I would have
that
liked
sounds
that
better. Yeah,
Got a heart like a Ford, got a dent in the door.
Hey, Logan, you want to just start remixing songs? I mean, anything is better than truck. Truck is just so played out. So,
but that's
a heart like a Ford F-150 XLT crew cab
with a slight lift.
F-100 would have worked good because that also indicates that it's an old truck.
What about an S10 Chevy?
Good.
Well, F-100 I think would go. I think F-100 would sound better.
Everybody most people would have to Google what an F-100 is.
Well, they're not real Americans.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Heart Like a Truck by Lainey Wilson. All right, next up we have Ronnie Dunn featuring Jake Worthington with a song that was one of the promotional singles he released off his upcoming record. On that record, he actually is going to be doing a song with Parker McCollum too, which I'm hype about hearing. But this one's called Honky Tonk Town.
Find me a honky tonk town, one that plays that honky tonk sound. So many neon lights, it looks like it's burning down. Gotta find me a place like that. Behind those swinging doors, I hang my hat. Point it out on the map, I head out right now to that honky tonk town.
All right, CRC, does this make you want to go to a honky tonk town?
This absolutely makes me want to go to a honky tonk town. This was my favorite song up here. This is like, it's incredibly 90s sounding, early 2000s sounding. This is the country music I like. It's fun. It's upbeat. I love the sound of Ronnie Dunn's voice. I mean, of course, Brooks and Dunn are literally like one of the big names of 90s, 2000s music. He literally was one of the ones that was doing all those songs that I liked. So, hell yeah, 2 thumbs up from CRC.
All right, Kyle, what about you? Known Ronnie Dunn fan. Kyle Akers.
Stan. Not fan.
Stan, my bad.
Yeah,
I'm
Stan.
not hip with the lingo what the kids use on the interwebs.
Yeah.
No cap.
Ronnie Dunn doesn't make bad music, so phenomenal. It's not deep. It's not really anything to it. It just sounds phenomenal. It's just great music all around. And any new Ronnie Dunn is welcome in my book. So, second best song in the playlist.
I'm going to retweet both of you on this. Like you said, not reinventing the wheel from a songwriting perspective, but it doesn't have to. Jake Worthington also has a great voice, but Ronnie Dunn has one of the best voices in country music history. This is super like neo-traditional country from like I would say even the early to mid 90s. This is arguably countryer than most of Brooks and Dunn's music. And it has that fun kind of like bounciness to it, and I love country music like this. So I'm with you guys on this. I know Andy over there, Mr. Trucker Andy, hates 90s country. So Andy, what'd you think of Honky Tonk Town by Ronnie Dunn and Jake Worthington?
I don't disagree with you guys on that, but it's not something I'm gonna come back to because of the lyrics. I just don't care. But is Ronnie Dunn's voice aged at all?
No, he's one of the few people that hasn't.
He still sounds the same as he did 25 years ago, 30 years ago.
I think he need drug test him. I think he's taking voice steroids.
Voice steroids.
He's what, in his 60s now? Well into his 60s?
So he's probably him and Hank Jr. are about the same age.
Damn.
That's almost 70.
I think he's eating Vicks.
He's eating Vicks.
I've heard that's the trick. When your voice starts to go away, you can eat Vicks, and it'll.
Is it not poisonous?
I think you just take like a little bit. It'll moisturize your
Nice.
vocal cords.
Yeah, got a boy Carter. Yeah. Yep, he's 69.
Andy, you're right though. His voice hasn't degraded at all. Like a lot of people, I'm a huge Alan Jackson fan, but if you hear Alan Jackson live now, it's a shell of what it used to be. And that's not a negative. I mean, everybody, that happens to everybody as they get older, but Alan Jackson is one of my favorite artists. So I'm not saying anything negative, but Ronnie Dunn is one of the few exceptions that into his older age, his voice is still strong.
Yeah.
Work of art.
Yeah. So that's Honky Tonk Town by Ronnie Dunn and Jake Worthington. All right, one more. Veering away from country music here on this one. Right, time to bring in the rock and roll. Austin Meade, Varsity Type.
Drinking every day, it's an endless summer. Lying to my face, I'm just another loser in the way, friendly discomfort. Fuck 'em anyways, I'm a downfall lover. Nobody says I'm much, just a regular guy. Wishing for a girl who sees me as the valuable type. I'd rather write a song that keeps you right at home. Pick up the telephone to keep me from.
Yes, it is Varsity Type by Austin Meade. Andrew, our favorite trucker in the United States of America. What do you think?
First of all, song straight slaps. I like the mood that Austin Meade like writes with, like the attitude he has about like lyrically. I like the high school like pettiness of this song. I dig that. And also fuck 'em anyways. Classical line. That's gonna stand for years.
Andy's gonna get that framed and put it in his truck.
He's
Fuck
gonna
him
get a
anyways.
tattoo.
Austin
Tattooed
Meade.
on my forehead.
He's gonna
Trucker
get a
Andy.
tattooed on his back.
He's still got a little space.
Yep, just a wee bit.
Kyle, what do you think?
Absolute banger. This is the same shit that I listened to in high school. And I love this type of music. I agree with Andy. I love how just petty it is. And I love that it's just like a big middle finger to. He writes like he's writing with his right hand and he's just holding a middle finger up with his left hand, which is just hilarious. And like I said, I love this type of music. It was my high school, the kind of alternative rock that I was listening to, and I never quite grew out of it. So this is the best song on the playlist, in my opinion.
All right, CRC, Varsity Type.
All right. Honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of this. Y'all showed me this song last week, and I kind of expressed that I thought I was meh on it, and I'm still the same way. I think it's a bit chaotic lyrically and doesn't really flow very well with the tune. And that's some people's jam. I mean, I'm not saying this is a shit song. It's just not really my type of thing. Thumb in the middle.
That's respectable.
It's not bad. I'm not gonna give it thumbs down because it's not bad. It's just not my thing. Thumb in the middle.
Respectable.
No. So I didn't grow up listening to this type of music like you guys did. This is such a type of music that I've kind of become a fan of later in life. And a lot of that, even though this isn't exactly like this, a lot of that is due to my fandom of Ko Wetzel. It's gotten me more to being open to this type of music than I used to be. I also think that because these dudes are from Texas and they're singing about things that I understand a little more than some of that stuff that you guys used to listen to that I still sometimes don't understand what those bands from the 2000s are talking about. I think the lyrics are more relatable to me. So I think that's why it was never the music. I think it was the lyrics. I didn't find it relatable in that style of music. Whereas this, to back up what you guys were saying, I love the kind of the angst that he has, that he's singing with, that he's the tone that he's singing with, what he writes in, what he's kind of like saying. The last few songs he's had, going back even to the last record that we've covered on this show, it's been almost like looking at like he's the outcast in high school, like he's the loser and the misunderstood, kid wearing black in the corner, as opposed to being on the in crowd and being quote unquote the varsity type. I like this a lot. I'm not going to give it as high of a thumbs up as you guys are because it still isn't my genre of choice, but I do like it a lot more than I used to. So I'm going to give it a light thumbs up. I'm a fan. I'll throw it in a playlist and listen to it again. So
I'd say too. I guess the better what I was saying is that he writes with an insecurity in most of his songs.
Yeah, which
that's
I appreciate
there throughout. That. Yeah, I dig that.
Yeah, I think that's spot on. I appreciate that. So, but yeah, that's Varsity Type by Austin Meade. All right, that's our weekly song roundup. All right, so now it's draft time again, folks. We've done a couple episodes where we're reviewing records, and now it's time to bring back the draft. We're introducing the wheel into this week, where we're just going to determine the draft order, because Andy and Kyle got tired of me always being better than them at rock, paper, scissors. And so I would have to stop listening to them complaining about losing in rock, paper, scissors, because everybody knows what game Kyle is good at. It's not rock, paper, scissors. It's pro wrestler.
It's against the Bible verse.
So we're gonna bring in the wheel. For those of you on YouTube, you'll see it. For those of you that are not, we'll tell you who wins. But we've got it set up over here with me, Kyle, Classic Rock Carter, and Trucker Andy. Whoever gets picked first is going to be obviously the first pick, so on and so forth. Well, we're going to be drafting the 5 guys for each team, and it's going to be the best bald people. And the rules are simple. It's typically going to be like a famous person, whether it's an athlete, a pro wrestler, a celebrity, an actor, or whatever, musician, but they have to be bald. And you can't pick 2 people that are the same person. So say if there's an actor that's bald, but he plays a character, you can't pick the character and the real life person. It's one or the other.
So for an example, you can't pick both Arnold Schwarzenegger and the Terminator.
Yes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's not bald.
Yeah, but
I understand, but I'm just making an example about saying a bald guy.
A bald guy, yeah. So we're going to do the bald guy draft today. All right, let's determine who picks first. Let's spin the wheel. And the first selection in the bald guy draft is PK Kyle.
Suck it. I'm going, okay.
Hold on. We're going to set the draft order first.
Okay.
Yeah,
second pick.
Good idea.
After PK Kyle, the secondary pick is Classic Rock Carter.
Yeah.
I think we all know who Carter's going to pick first.
Of course, it's obvious.
All right, Andy. It's me and you battling for the Sacco here for last place in the draft.
I'd be all right with going last, because there's 2 people I don't know who to pick from that I'm worried just going to get gone, but spin it.
But remember, we're not doing a snake draft this week. We're doing a regular draft. And the wheel hates me, I swear.
Suck it.
The wheel hates me. Trucker Andy gets the 3rd pick. So, all right, let's commence our first ever bald guy draft. Kyle, you got the first pick, man. Who's your bald guy you're picking?
Oh, it's unquestionable. I'm going with the GOAT, Michael Jordan.
Okay.
A good one.
Yep.
That's a good one.
Unquestioned.
It is.
That's a good one. I'm anti-Michael Jordan. That's a good one. All right, so let's see here. Who was next? Carter.
Classic Rock Carter. Oh, man. Y'all already know who it is. You got to give me a hell yeah.
I knew it.
Old Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Damn it.
What?
Who? I don't know who that is.
I know that can't be real.
What?
You can't be serious. If you are, I'm going to remove you from the Zoom.
You know a funny story about Stone Cold? Our part-time contributor, Jordan, you know, he's had this thing for like 10 years now, and he starts getting really drunk where he wants to be Stone Cold.
Yeah, he puts 2 beers in. Yeah.
His stepdad or whatever came by work the other day, because he's a board member. And, and he said, hey, you used to live with Jordan. Are you the one that taught him that dumbass Stone Cold thing that he does? I was like, no. I just kind of came out one day, and he just started doing it. And so we just kept encouraging it. He's like, that's some of the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
I'm not gonna lie, I still encourage it. We're 28 years old, and if I'm with him, I'm like, Jordan, do it.
Stone Cold. Yeah, that's all I do is try to encourage him to do it. But yeah, I just thought it was funny that his stepdad was. It's like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever seen.
All right, Trucker Andy, who's your pick?
You know what? I was going to go with Stone Cold. Well, it was going to be my first round pick. But since the way Carter said it, actually made me think of somebody I hadn't thought of. Give me Mr. Stone Cold Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. Is he
Tyson
bald?
was bald sometimes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay, that counts.
that's fair.
Mike Tyson. And it's actually, when he first said it, Andy, he's like, that's my man, Cold Stone.
That's my man, Cold Stone.
He's like, that's Cold Stone. He my man.
I thought you were trying to be Adam Sandler from Waterboy. I was like, he wasn't bald.
my mama said.
Yeah.
All right, so that leaves me to close out the first round. I'm going to go with the big diesel, Shaquille O'Neal, one of the most dominant players of NBA history, especially, dude, when you saw him, the clips of him playing with the Orlando Magic, freak athlete. He was dominant as hell when he was playing for the Lakers. And not only is he a dominant basketball player, he's a hell of a NBA analyst on TNT, funny to listen to, and he's a DJ on top of that who's been to Greenville for Doggy Jam. So give me Shaq.
Mm-hmm. That means you go out to get with the general for your insurance.
He's even an insurance guy. What can this guy not do?
He does everything.
He does everything.
Free throws.
Well, okay, can't do that. All right, Kyle. What's your next pick?
Was the condition they have to still be alive?
No.
Okay, there's no condition. Okay. So for my
The condition was they have to be bald.
yeah. I think my next choice is a difficult one, but I am probably going to go with Jeff Bezos.
Oh my gosh!
Made the penis rocket.
He did do that.
Made the penis rocket, which is one of the greatest memes ever. Which is just hilarious. And he does, I don't think he's aware it looks like a penis. Because there's no way you go up in space in that thing multiple times and know that it doesn't look like a penis. Thoughts? I mean, come on.
Is that the reason? Is that the reason you picked him? Because he made a penis rocket?
Yes, because it's hilarious. Because Elon Musk didn't make a penis rocket.
Rich.
Well, yeah, that too. He's not only rich, but like he's like one of those tech dudes that started out really nerdy and scrawny, and then he got super buff and
jacked.
That's because no one is truly ugly; they're just poor.
It started banging his next door neighbor, and his wife became the 10th richest person in the world just from the divorce. And then he got just jacked and started partying with like 25-year-old
in Miami.
Yeah, hoes. Yeah.
Boats and Hose, the Bezos story.
It's a great documentary name. Oh, you're killing it tonight, Logan. Yes, Jeff Bezos, just because he's living a whole second life in his 50s.
I mean, that's actually true. But all right, Bezos. All right, CRC.
All right, I'm gonna kind of pull one a little out of left field here. I'm sure there's
awesome
some
if
other
it's
ones.
a left fielder.
I'm sure some of these, a lot of y'all are probably expecting me to do other picks. But my second pick in this draft is the man who has never died hard with a vengeance, Bruce Willis.
Okay.
Yeah,
specifically 90s Bruce Willis.
Yeah, it's kind of sad he had just had to retire from.
I know he did. It's terrible, but man, there ain't many people that make better action movies than Bruce Willis.
And he was married to Prime Demi Moore.
Yes, he was.
Prime Demi Moore.
There's a reason people try and make and watch Die Hard every single Christmas or even any time of the year. It's that great of a movie.
It's not a Christmas movie, though. Sorry, it's not.
It's a movie that just happened to be set at the beginning of it around Christmas.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's true.
I like that pick, Carter. I do. All right, TA.
I was worried that Kyle was actually going to take this one. I want the most powerful man at Spotify, Joe Rogan.
Okay. Biggest audience out there. That's where Andy gets all of his news from, his COVID news. Dr. Joe Rogan.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Take a bunch of horse medicine and you'll be fine.
That's right.
Shoot ivermectin directly up your dick hole and you'll be great.
In other words, Andy is also consuming a liquid commonly used to wash vehicles. Water.
I was trying to think where you were with that. Okay.
All right. So Andy with Joe Rogan, I like that pick too. I mean, I'm a JRE fan, so I'm not a diehard, but I do listen on occasion. All right, so that brings back to me. Second pick. I'm going to go with one of the greatest TV characters of all time on one of the greatest TV sitcoms of all time, and that is George Costanza from Seinfeld. I love Costanza's character. Nothing goes right in his life, and everything just is awful for him, and it's hilarious to watch his misery. Like the time it was going to be the summer of George, and then he gets hurt and he's in the hospital, can't keep a job, gets fired by the Yankees. Hilarious. George Costanza is a top tier TV character, so that's my next pick.
Mm-hmm. So on my next selection, I need all of your input. Do we qualify this man as bald? I would like to know before I make my selection. Is Hulk Hogan bald?
Yes, Hulk Hogan is
he's
bald.
definitely bald.
Okay.
That's why he wears the
yeah.
bandana.
Okay. Well, he's not truly bald because he just doesn't. He's got the old man.
He's
hair.
got the skullet.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Costanza is kind of the same way. So he's bald.
Okay. Yeah. Hulk Hogan is my next selection.
What you gonna do, brother?
Interesting out here picking from the world of wrestling,
especially because
going
PK
into my
hates
territory
wrestling.
here.
He was a wrestler. I didn't know that.
Oh yes,
he remembers him from Thunder in Paradise.
You only know him from Mr. Nanny and Santa with Muscles, of course.
I only know him because of his daughter.
Oh, his daughter that he constantly wants to fuck.
we know what Kyle really knows him from, that video that leaked.
Oh God!
what video did it?
He had a sex tape years ago.
Hulk Hogan did?
Yeah. When he was old too.
Hulk Hogan videotaped himself banging his best friend, Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
Oh, that's sick. I didn't
That's
know
the
that.
real reason that Kyle picked him.
Yeah, that's exactly why.
I really didn't know that.
Dang it! I was going to put him in porn star or pro wrestler, and he would just be both.
But the answer is yes.
Yes.
Damn it.
All right. So Carter, back to you.
All right. We're going to go. This one, I'm not sure whether I want to go with the actor or if I want to go with the character he portrayed in a certain series. I think I'm going to go with the character, but it is solely this actor's portrayal of him. It's Vincent D'Onofrio's portrayal of Kingpin in Daredevil.
Okay, I love that pick.
That he is literally one of the most sadistic, but yet charismatic villains in any Marvel property. And just the best part of that show, hands down. I mean, I like D'Onofrio and other things that he's been in, but he killed it as Kingpin.
Oh, yeah. I'm right there with you. Fantastic pick.
I'm still on my Marvel boycott, so I don't know.
But this is an old show from when you weren't.
This was an old show. This was when it was on Netflix. It recently just got put onto Disney Plus.
Okay.
All right, Andy, you're up.
Finally, The Rock has been chosen.
There we go.
I didn't think he was going to go this far.
If this had been 10 years ago, I would have had The Rock early, but
give me 10 years ago, Rock. I mean, this is an ageless game.
After the Super Bowl with that whole shit that he did, I was like, okay.
Didn't see it.
That's weird.
All right.
So Super Bowl
brings it back to me. Looking at my list here of people that I wanted to pick. I'm going to go with someone in music, and that's Mr. James Taylor. Love James Taylor.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah, that is a good. I didn't even think about him being bald.
Yeah, but he's definitely bald. No hair up there. So
shit, you made me think of another one.
James Taylor is definitely like an awesome musician, awesome artist. And then I found this the craziest story I ever heard, that he's the one who got the Beatles hooked on hard drugs.
Yep, he absolutely was.
Yeah. So James Taylor has lived a very, very colorful life. So James Taylor's my pick. Throw a little music in here on this music podcast in my bald guy draft.
Okay, interesting. So I don't know if any of you know who my next pick is, but one of my favorite shows growing up, not so much the new one, but with Drew Carey on Whose Line Is It Anyway? Colin Mockery.
Oh my God!
Oh yeah.
Yes, God, he was so
think of Colin.
Hilarious. Him and
Oh
Ryan
my
Stiles, along with Wayne Brady, were for some of the best laughs I've ever had in my life. The episode with Richard Simmons. I've never laughed that hard in my life. I've cried. And yes, Colin Mockery, one of the most hilarious people ever.
The episode with Robin Williams is probably my favorite.
Yeah,
one.
That's a good one too. Yeah. So Colin Mockery, my next selection.
Damn, that's a good one. Shit.
It's a very good one. All right, classic rock. Fourth
Man.
pick for you.
Well, I had a list of like 12 dudes lined up just in case. And so far, none of y'all have really picked from my list. But Logan bringing up James Taylor and how we haven't done anyone musically yet made me realize I didn't have anyone musically on my list. But I have to go with a man that I literally just thought of, and I can't believe I just thought of him. I got to go with Phil Collins.
Ooh, okay.
I got to go with Phil Collins. I love me some Phil Collins, led Genesis. He probably is like my favorite male vocalist of all time. I hate that we couldn't put him on that list way back when we made that list because he's not American. He's British.
That's right. We were talking Americans only.
Yeah. So, yeah, give me Phil Collins. I can feel him joining my roster tonight. Oh, Lord.
All right, Chuck or Andy.
I don't know how I didn't think of this one earlier, but easy, Dave Chappelle.
Damn it.
Oh, damn. You took one that I had on my list.
Damn it.
Great pick.
The OG. Dave Chappelle, The Chappelle Show. Classics.
Funniest comic, in my opinion, out there.
Definitely top three without a doubt.
Yeah.
No question. No, don't even have to think about top three.
Damn you, Andy. Damn you.
All right, so it brings it back to me. Trying to pick between these two here. I'm going to go with TV character here again. And Andy, I'm surprised you haven't picked this yet. I really am. But
I'm winging this. I have no
one
list.
of the most badass TV characters of all time, and that's Walter White.
Ooh.
Breaking Bad.
I'm surprised he hasn't been picked so far.
I know. Like, he was one of my, like, I loved that show, but I didn't love it as much as everybody else did. So I was trying to, like, play fair here and give people a chance to draft Heisenberg himself, but they didn't. So as a late round pick for me, it's a pretty solid pick. I mean, give me the king of meth on television, Walter White.
Mm.
All right, Kyle, I think you're coming up on your fifth pick. Who are you going to round out your roster with? I can think of a really funny one that you should pick. Andy knows who it is.
I just took my next two on my list. I'm a little stumped here. I think I'm just going to default to...
Think of memes. It would fit your team perfectly.
Memes.
Got lots of jobs.
I'm just missing it.
He's refusing to pick it.
He is. He knows it. Just give us your cop-out pick.
I was going to pick Kobe Bryant. I really don't know who you're talking about.
Sure, okay.
Genuinely, who is
it? The king of the memes himself, where people are like, hey, this is my cousin. He just came back from 2 deployments in Afghanistan. Can we get a retweet?
Okay, yeah, well, Johnny Sins. Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's a great one. You should pick that one, Logan. You already defaulted.
I've already got my last pick secured.
He's an honorable
as long as nobody picks it. But all right, Kyle.
Those memes
Kobe.
are hilarious. God, they're so funny, especially when they get famous people.
Yeah, because they have no idea who he is.
Yeah, they're hilarious. Or politicians. Oh, some of the greatest content on the world.
All right, Carter, who's your last pick?
I am going to cop out so hard here because this is one that if you didn't think about it, you wouldn't think that this person is even on the roster. my last pick in the draft is Darth Vader.
Okay.
He's technically bald.
He is technically bald.
And he's literally like the most powerful Sith Lord ever.
No, Palpatine's more powerful.
Palpatine's definitely more powerful.
All right, fine.
But
whatever.
Technically
he's bald too, but he's a wrinkly old man and not cool as hell.
I'm going to put it in the log as Darth Vader / burned up Anakin.
That's fair. He had
really
hair
is,
before he was burned.
Yeah, it really is. Anakin had hair, but when he got burned up and became Lord Vader, he had no hair. So, Carter, you wouldn't even like Star Wars. You've never even seen it.
I have watched most of them once now. I've watched 1 through 5 now once. I need to get to 6 eventually.
And you've got 7, 8, 9, Rogue One, Solo, The Mandalorian.
Yeah, we're getting there.
We're getting
there slowly.
Kenobi.
Please don't talk to me about Star Wars. I would just become irritated beyond belief.
All right, Trucker Andy.
Well, since Carter went evil, I guess I'll go evil as well. Give me Dr. Evil.
Ooh, that was on my list.
That was
on my list.
That's what a great segue to that too. Oh, that was phenomenal.
Give me $1 million. Well, that's not as much as it used to be.
All I wanted was sharks with freaking laser beams on their heads.
I like that pick. I really do.
Yeah,
that's a great pick. That was on my list.
That's great. Oh, so good.
All right,
I totally won this. I'm not even gonna lie.
Well, we're gonna put it out there and see
mine on the basketball court.
Who people think won. But all right, so mine, I'm gonna close it out with one of the funniest comedians out there, one of the funniest television writers of all time, star of Curb Your Enthusiasm. If you haven't seen that, you're missing out. Mr. Larry David. Larry David is a hilarious human being. So he's going to round out my last pick. And it's funny enough, he was a creator of Seinfeld. So,
have you ever seen the documentary where Larry David got a guy from got a guy acquitted of like first-degree murder?
Really?
Yeah. So there was a guy that in LA that was accused of like brutally murdering his wife and kids, and Larry David was filming an episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm at a Dodgers game.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that episode.
Yeah, and the guy just happens to be walking right beside Larry David when he walks up the stairs to like awkwardly confront people, and it got the guy from going for a life imprisonment just because he happened to be right behind Larry David in the middle of filming a episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm.
That's a wild story.
That's the only way he got acquitted because he had no way to disprove any of it. But yeah, so.
Except for the Constitution, guilty until proven innocent. But
that's the opposite of what you meant to say.
What did I say?
You said guilty until proven innocent.
Yeah, you know what I meant, man.
Innocent until proven guilty.
Innocent until proven guilty, there, my man.
Andy's like, well,
hey, that Constitution.
You can prove them innocent.
I just said what Kyle said.
Andy, good thing you didn't go to law school.
Maybe I would have learned that if I went to law school.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh man! All right, so we'll update. I'm going to try to put it into a graphic so we can put it on social media. And I'd like to know who people think have won the bald guy draft here. Andy is confident his team was the best. I don't know if that's true, but
I have Mike Tyson, Joe Rogan, The Rock, Dave Chappelle, and Dr. Evil. I mean,
that is a solid team. I'm not going to like it's not
solid.
These are all.
My team can buy your team, though.
Mike Tyson could kill everybody on all y'all's teams.
Jeff Bezos can put Mike Tyson in his penis rocket and ship him off to Mars.
Dude, literally Darth Vader could force choke Mike Tyson before he even gets within range of him.
Mike Tyson would bite Vader's ear off.
Vader doesn't have any ears. I'll burn off.
I think that I have probably the most entertaining team.
My team would be amazing in an action movie. Do you want me to go over the 7 others that I have on my list that did not get drafted?
Yeah, let us know who were your undrafted free agents that you would have
considered.
Yeah,
my undrafted free agents that may get picked up later down the line are Dr. Charles Xavier from the X-Men.
Oh, that's a good one. I forgot all about Dr. Xavier.
Never heard of
The Big Show, Paul
Professor
White.
X. Yeah,
Solid.
solid.
Michael Clark Duncan.
Okay.
Don't know him.
Specifically the actor, not technically any roles that he's ever done, though he was also Kingpin. He was Kingpin in the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, but that movie was not that great. So, Terry Crews.
Okay.
Specifically, Terry Crews' character on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
That's it. That's a great show. Bill Goldberg.
That's another good one.
Bill Goldberg, specifically like 1998 Bill Goldberg.
Who's
fucking
next?
Can't believe don't pick Vladimir Putin.
Yeah, that's actually really funny. I was like, I'm not going to pick him because I don't like communism and I think he's a tyrant. But that would have been really funny if somebody had done that.
I could have had a hitter on my team. An enforcer.
Not that
Superman archvillain Lex Luthor.
Okay.
Specifically Lex Luthor from the Justice League animated series.
Right.
A great character. And my last one here. It's true. It's damn true. It's Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle I've never seen somebody go from being such a Carlton Banks looking fucking nerd to being a badass just by cutting his hair off. And that's what happened between Kurt Angle with hair and Kurt Angle without hair.
Damn, no one picked Uncle Phil.
Oh, yeah. No.
Damn it. That's a good one, too.
So many good ones that were missed.
Vin Diesel, Triple X.
Vin Diesel's a good one that was missed.
Vin Diesel, you can miss me with that.
I'd still take my team over that. Rock is everything Vin Diesel wishes he was.
Nobody picked Billy Joel.
Nobody picked Billy Joel. Damn.
Who?
Bald?
Billy Joel.
Who?
I hope you're joking.
You better be joking.
Be honest, the only time I've ever seen Billy Joel was in the Piano Man music video. Not bald in that, so.
No, he's not bald in that. He didn't get bald until after his prime, but
no.
Still, he counts.
Oh, my boy Samuel L. Jackson, of course.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's a good one, too.
That's a first-round draft choice that somebody fucked up on.
Are you kidding me? I even thought about Pulp Fiction that, what's the other, his partners started going bald.
Can I make a trade?
I didn't think about it. He started going bald, but I didn't think about his partner.
Can I make a trade for Steve Harvey instead of Jeff Bezos?
That's a good one, too.
I mean, it's we've already recorded, and the list is going to be out there. It
is in stone.
Yeah, I actually thought about Steve Harvey, but for some reason, I thought he had hair.
All right, so let's go this way.
Here's the porn stash.
Let's go this way. We'll all pick 1/6 man here. Just like in basketball, you have your 6th man plays an important role coming off the bench. We're going to go in the same order that we drafted, and then we'll close out the show. Kyle, who's your 6th man?
Danny DeVito.
That's a good one. So anyways, I started blasting. Love that meme. Hilarious.
Danny DeVito.
All right, Carter.
Oh, man. Geez.
Golly.
Gosh, golly gee willikers. It's going to have to be Samuel L. Jackson. I can't have it be anybody else. It's Samuel L. Jackson.
Damn it.
Mace
I'm going to steal it from you. I can't help it.
I was taking that one. Oh, crap.
I can't argue with that about Samuel. I mean, Mr. L. Jackson.
To be honest, I thought Kyle royally fucked up not picking him.
No, Danny DeVito is fucking hilarious.
Yes, he is.
He's just phenomenal and always something.
Oh yeah. Fantastic show, and he's a perfect addition in season 2. Love Always Sunny.
So funny, man. Oh my God.
All right, TA, who's your 6th man?
Damn it. I was very confident.
You have lots of things that Carter just kind of named that you can pick.
I know, but I've forgot them all. I can't think of anything other than Kurt Angle. I don't want him.
Dr. Phil.
What about the Dr.
Give me
Phil?
Dr. Phil.
You want
like
Dr. Phil and not Uncle Phil? That's lame.
I meant to say Uncle
Dr. Phil, Billy.
I was thinking Uncle Phil, and I said Dr.
Right.
Give me the lawyer.
Okay, Uncle Phil.
You can take Uncle Phil. That's fine.
All right, so I'm gonna throw mine to be somebody that we didn't mention, and I don't know how we missed this guy, but mine is Charles Barkley.
Oh,
Charles Barkley is
terrible.
hilarious.
Hilarious.
Love him. Do you even know what he looks like, Andy? He's been bald for a long time.
All I know is the glasses that he wears now.
He's been bald for forever.
Well, Carter, I don't watch the past. I watch the current.
But he's bald right now.
He's bald
I don't
now.
look above the glasses. Look the man in the eyes when he talks, not his head. Have some respect about watching TV.
All right, well, that's the bald guy draft. All right, so make sure to go follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out on our YouTube channel, coldcansnetwork.com. Click subscribe, hit the alert button. Check out the website, Cold Cans Network is the YouTube channel, coldcansnetwork.com is the website. Check us out there for some blog content. Carter's got a brand new article talking about his review of the AEW Double or Nothing pay-per-view where CM Punk won the World Championship. And check out the shop while you're there. We got trucker hats, rope hats, and koozies available for you on the shop on coldcansnetwork.com. And as always, please go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Amazon, Podbean, wherever you get your podcast. Give us 5 stars and great review because it really does help us out on the podcast charts. So if you will do that, if you're not going to give us 5 stars, don't do it. But if you're going to give us 5 stars, do it. All right. So for this episode of Country and Cold Cans, I'm Logan sitting here with Trucker Andy, Classic Car Carter, and Kyle. And we will see you next time.
Peace out.